Alright everyone, welcome back to Automotive Anatomy. So today we're at the Peterson Museum, as you can tell. We're here to show some respect to Ken Block, Brian, Scotto, and everybody else from Hoonigan, throwing in annual meet to celebrate him. And so we're gonna come in, a lot of cool stuff. Obviously you guys know Peterson Museum is always a fun time. So yeah, should be for a great time. And then we're gonna wait for you guys to roll in, and we're gonna get you guys coming in. And then we're gonna do a walkthrough of the actual venue with everybody else. So it should be a pretty fun time. So man, it's excited. Alright, let me get away from the entrance so I can get some of the coverage over here. Alright guys, so like I said, showing some respect to Ken Block and Brian Scotto leading the way with the venue. He brought his absolutely amazing 911. My favorite car of his fleet, the second one will be the Jetta Avocado one. No, don't start the music yet. Not yet, not the music. But yeah, I mean, as you guys can tell, it's obviously the whole culture here it's one of a kind, and so Hoonigan means so much to all of us for different reasons. I think that's part of the cool thing about being here. There's so many different type of genres, I guess you could say. Off-roading, you know, Euro, air-cooled, you know, obviously Japanese stuff. Like that's a fun part for me, at least. And to be able to be here and just experience it is beyond measures. Obviously, I like his red wheels. I know he's talked about it in the past, like, yeah, I think he likes them too as well. But obviously a nice change to the car. It just looks so aggressive, and it just, I absolutely love the car. Definitely gonna be every time I look at it, I drool. So I'm gonna be drooling a little bit more right now, as there's not that many cars near it. He's taking the time to just have a chat, and it's super rad, man. I have great respect for Brian. I think he responds to DMs, and it's just solid guy. So thank you so much for, you know, making this happen for all of us. Alrighty guys, let me jump in here with the voiceover. I do apologize, but as you guys can tell, we were right next to the speaker, and by this time they had the music quite loud. But you know, that's the whole point. The vibes of the actual meet was pretty cool, just to have the music in the background, but it doesn't help with, you know, just natural sounds, and number two, copyright. So yeah, like I was mentioning, you know, big shout out, thank you to everybody who made this, you know, space possible. So Peterson Museum, Brian Scotto, and everybody else from the OG Hoonigan, you know, corporation, and obviously Mr. Block's family. So it's such a cool moment just to be able to see different cars that, you know, have shaped, you know, what Hoonigan is now from many years. And obviously the main event is inside the museum, where they have the tribute to Ken Block. And I saw a few videos on YouTube from, you know, some people just walking down, and, you know, they have the Hoonicorn, they have cars like that. One of them, Larry Chen, was talking about two different pictures or three different pictures that he shot, and just kind of sharing his backstory. And then also Scotto was sitting with the unicorn, just kind of explain what it is, how it came about, and so that's pretty cool. So definitely check it out. It's on Peterson Museum's YouTube channel, and so I was kind of binge watching a little of those a couple days back. So I think one of the biggest things that grabbed my attention is just the variety of cars. We have an RX-7, we have an R32, then we have some Camaro, next to an M3. So I think that that's something different, and I enjoy that. I mean, you guys know that my background is mostly Japanese, old school, specifically maybe Honda or Toyota and things like that. But it's always nice to see just variety of cars. And I don't know if there was a particular order that we're putting the cars, but at the end of the day, I think it makes for a great mixture just to have a whole bunch of different cars and budgets and takes. I appreciate that. I personally like that, because then you use it for the cars. It's not like you're putting your car's clean, cool, you come here. If your car's not clean, you go there, type of mentality, I guess. This M3 sounded really nice when he was rolling in. It just, I mean, those V8s, downshifts, upshifts, it's just, you can't beat them. They're just great. And yeah, I kind of skipped through most of the American Muscle. As you guys know, I like more Japanese stuff. But it was interesting, like this, see, if I'm not mistaken, it's a twin turbo, so clear hood, allows you to see some of the components inside. It looks great. I'm sure it moves. And then you have a big block here. It's just like, to me, that's a cool thing, that you have a mixture of old school and new school. Yeah, so obviously I don't know all the details and ins and outs of the different cars, but I can still appreciate the cars for what they are. Um, it's interesting just to see the take on how they go about modifying a Mustang compared to a Japanese car. I think everybody has their own style and their own take, but overall, I was just super excited to be in this moment. I discussed this at the end of the video. I was talking to a gentleman that we were doing the rollings together, and the gentleman came over from Canada, because he wanted to experience it. And to me, it's a 45-minute drive, so I never take this lightly or for granted. How blessed we are to be able to have all this in California. And just today there was 3 other cars and coffees. There's a Formula D drift event, and I really wanted to come to this specifically just because I think that I want to show some respect, some homage to not only Ken Block but just the Hoonigan organization, specifically to Brian Scotto. He's the one that again, he responds to my DMs. The one time I met him at the coffee shop, he took the time to take a picture, even though it was a non-car event. And I think that's when you see that somebody actually really is a people's person. Like, they take the time to say hi, even though they're not there to work, or you really shouldn't expect them to say anything. So that said, hopefully you guys enjoy the rest of the coverage. I think it was for a great time. And yeah, man, I mean, can't wait for the future event. I love this venue. The weather was perfect. The cars are perfect. The people are even better. So at the end of the day, that's what we're here for the culture of the car community to continue to grow. And again, I'm very well aware that my channel is mostly old school Japanese Honda, which is fine. But I think that being in this moment, this present, is a much better ROI for me on a personal level, not necessarily monetary, but me on a personal level. So big shout out to every single one of you guys who came out. We are all part of this moment. And yeah, man, I don't know, can't say anything else but thank you to Brian and Peterson Museum and the Block family that continues to remember how great of a man Ken Block was. So thank you guys. Guys, we stepped a little bit away from the music. We'll see if they start playing music again. 71 El Camino, our buddy we interviewed a while back. He's rocking 2 different sets of wheels today. I think they're both TEs. Let me see. This is white TEs, and I'm assuming these are TEs as well. Of course, Mac Blue. Very nice. I think it's cool that you have that side by side because it gives the perspective. Some of you guys know that may or may not know that I did that to my there's Jackie or Rosie. Some of you guys may or may not know that I did that to my car, man, years and years and years before. I was trying to do yellow goldish on one side, and it came out mustardy, and then the other side was white. You know, it's things that you do, and you know, it brings me back when I saw this. I was like, oh, that's cool. Ooh, K-Series sedan. Very nice. Yeah, just good memories. That's when you know what, it's crazy because I think that's when I had more fun doing things to my car, even though aesthetically maybe it wasn't pleasing or it wasn't quote unquote right. I didn't care. That's what I like doing, and that's what I did. And so I think anybody out there who's modifying their car and they see cars like this and they're like, man, those are like such expensive builds, or like this K-Series sedan, it's like, man, I wish my car looked like that. Just know that you're on your own race, you're on your own path, and you'll eventually get there. You gotta save up, you know. Speaking of saving up, I've been looking at Sunny's like I have the space or something. I've been like literally last night I was just on Facebook Marketplace and just different importers. I want a unibody truck, I want a mini truck, I want a slam truck. And the only ones I think that I can think, oh, and right-hand drive. That's a big one. Because the other truck that I really like is a Volkswagen. I'm forgetting the name. I'm blanking on the name right now. But if I'm not mistaken too, these ones are 4x114, I think. So I have wheels for those. And my dream would be to obviously cut the bed and C-notch it and slam it, put fender flares like this. The way this one looks, cut off the rear bumper so it gives a nice clean look, exactly like the way this truck has it. Yeah, man, I love mini trucks. I think it's just freaking rad. I don't think they look super aggressive, but they don't look out of whack. I think they have a nice look to them. So yeah, they can look aggressive. I mean, look nice though. As I mentioned, there's just so many variety of cars. Some like this Mustang, which is built for drift, if I had to assume, just based on the stance on the front. It's rad. Looks super aggressive. Great livery too. Yeah, there's a lot of cars. Obviously, there's more cars up in the upper deck. We're gonna be making our way up there just to make sure that we get those cars too. But definitely this is such a rad build. And then I don't know what an RTR is, but I'm assuming is the very probably top of the line premium one. So they have like the street version and then the track version. Yeah, beautiful color too. Beautiful sedan here, Subaru with the livery. Ken Block forever, 43i.org. Right-hand drive, very nice. And again, we're here today to celebrate an individual who, you know, obviously I never got to meet myself, but just for the amount of work that he did, not just the films, it's just in racing in general. I think it goes to show you, man, like if you're passionate about something, you're gonna transcend throughout different countries and just different parts of the world and different people. So I think everyone here has a Hoonigan story, meaning when was the first time you heard of the company, or you know, first time. And I think for me, a major video that came up which made them go viral, at least from what I remember, was when they did the video in LA and Gymkhana. And to me, the most iconic aspect just because I'm from California and obviously I like low riding. And then obviously, you know, the car is drifting under it or next to it, and that to me was just super rad. And you know, obviously Travis has done some of the last videos. Beautiful, boosted, daily driven exotics coming through with a beautiful, there you go, a Lambo. I love that. I love that the young kid knows exactly what he's staring at. Perfect. Damn, just the shape of these cars, man, it's insane. This is rad. Very nice. It's funny though that these exotics exist, but I legitimately get more excited on these little old cars. Maybe because they're more relatable, I don't know. But Subaru STI Forester, man, beautiful, gorgeous. The gold with the blue will always be iconic to Subaru. They own it. They yeah, amazing. But this is this generation, I guess I would say, is Brian's avocado, his green car, and that's my second favorite car from his fleet. I just think it's super rad, man. Like, he can have these crazy builds and he decides to daily drive a little tiny car like this. Obviously I would love to have one of those. I think, I don't know the year specifically, but with the round headlights, yeah, it's just one of those things, man. Time and money and space. Let me get this car over here. Finish it off with this monster of what it once used to be a Mustang, and crazy. How high they sit. Wow. Show love to this one and single CRZ here, putting it down for the CRC community. So kudos to you, bro. Oh, some nice upgrades on this. Nice. Okay, nice upgrades. Cool. Supercharge. Okay, very cool. I love the shape of these cars. Still think they're underrated for sure. And then let's show some love to some very clean Hondas and Subaru. Obviously I'm a sucker for anything right-hand drive, and especially a very clean EK and some M7s. Ooh, it has BBK on top of that. I'm surprised it clear. Obviously there's been a little bit of work done before that to make everything fit, but yeah, just my faces on my M7s, they don't clear anything. Only stock brakes. But that is to be, you know, expected, I guess I should say. These cars were never really meant to have BBKs, so whenever Spoon or Mugen develop their line of wheels or whatever, they're supposed to be somewhat modest, right? I mean, Jason with the beautiful EG kind of gave us a little bit of homework on the NR10s and the NRNs, and just kind of the testing behind some of the wheel companies. Beautiful yellow NSX, the yellow seats, absolutely perfect. Mag blue wheels, if I'm not mistaken. Again, I love the way it sits. Very nice. I'm sort of pop-up headlight kind of guy, so The fixed headlights look great, don't get me wrong. I mean, Chris Loom with the beautiful black fixed headlight NSX. Car is amazing. I mean, who wouldn't want to have one of those? But I think some of the stuff that I like is just like retro stuff, you know. And I think this is more retro than 80s pop-up headlights, in my opinion. Beautiful. I'm assuming Rally Red. I think that's the name of the color. Absolutely gorgeous. All right, guys, let's get some coverage from the cars that are up here. Oh my gosh, this wagon. Wow. I mean, all the perfect upgrades. I love the color. It's not a red, it's like a ruby maybe. I don't know how to explain it. Depends on the way the sun hits it. It looks really nice, and maybe wrap, but I don't care. It looks super nice. Wheel choice is perfect. The stance on it is perfect. Upgrade BBK, if I'm not mistaken. I think M3 seats. Jeez, I love this very much. Pankarata 444. Great job. Great job. Definitely a little bit less turnout than I expected myself, but that's a lot of people, so I don't know. I think a lot of people just came to show support. Maybe they didn't bring their cars themselves, but you know, it's a lot of people for sure. It's just super nice to see the community come out and support. So for me, it was a 45-minute drive. I was when I was doing the roll-in video, that I was speaking with this gentleman by the name of Matthew. So shout out to you, Matthew. Thanks for keeping me company in the morning. He came all the way from East Canada. So he's like, I came for this specific event. I wanted to make sure that, you know, I'm a huge fan of the brand and I wanted to show my support. And he's like, I bought the ticket, and then I bought the plane ticket. And yeah, man, he's like, I just wanted to come out here and, you know, experience California for the very first time. So I hope California is good to you, bro. Again, super cool that you're out here. For me, it's a 45-minute drive, and for you, it's a whole different experience. So big shout out to everybody who's came out here. Like I said, it's packed this morning, and technically the meet hasn't started. So, you know, thank you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed my short coverage of the event, and yeah, we'll catch you guys in the next one. Chem Block forever. I lied. You cannot pass this and not record it. Lockdown performance. IG. What? Trying to get run over here. What in the world? That is rad. That is insane. Oh, freaking cool. What a crazy. I'll get run over, man. That is insane. NSX is leaving. Wow. That truck is insane.